Well, in Los Angeles, police were called to a house party at a big house where an urgent situation was developing last night. Turns out people were not wearing masks. They weren't social distancing. They weren't rioting, though, so the LAPD found this to be a totally unlawful assembly. Watch this remarkable footage.
Sky 9 live over Beverly Crest tonight, where the LAPD has responded to a large party happening right now at a mansion. As you can see, large gatherings are banned under the county's coronavirus health order.
There's a food truck there as well as a DJ. Few, if any, masks or social distancing going on. You see the police officers there.
Yeah, we have a situation. News Chopper 6 on the scene. We have a food truck and a DJ. We'll keep you posted on this developing story. It's beyond parody. For years, science and health experts, actual experts, have said that lockdowns do more harm than good. And they lead, of course, to absurdity like this that we'll be embarrassed about when we wake up from our stupor. Alex Berenson has been chronicling all of this. He's author of Unreported Truths About COVID-19 and Lockdowns. He joins us tonight. Alex, thanks so much for coming on. So where are we in the course of this pandemic?
That's a great question, Tucker. And, there's good reason to believe, actually, if you look at some of the Sunbelt states, that maybe the worst of what, I don't know if you call it the second wave or the summer spike is behind us. Hospitalizations in places like Arizona and Florida and Texas are all declining. Now, deaths lag. I've said that to you before. And so, other people in the media who want to foment panic are going to be able to probably look at flat or slightly rising death counts, maybe for some period in the next few days, and make hay with that if they want to. But if you actually look at hospitalizations, it looks like we may well be past the worst of this in the Sun Belt. And that is very, very striking because, the unreported truths, the new one is about lockdowns and whether or not they work. And the Sunbelt states didn't really lock down again in June and July as they saw the spike. And it seems to have crested. They didn't have hospital overrun. They didn't have anything like the death counts in New York City and the Northeast in the spring. And so if you're going to be somebody who's in favor of lockdowns, you really have to grapple with that and explain to me and explain to the world, explain to the nation why it is that lockdowns work so well if these places that didn't lock down seem to have seen a better outcome than places that really locked down hard. And if you look at Europe, it's the same thing. Sweden now seems to be basically done with its epidemic. I hate to say that with certainty because you don't know in 3 months or 6 months what might happen. But right now there are very, very few new cases in Sweden which didn't lock down, and parts of the rest of Europe are seeing a new spike. And there's sort of good epidemiological reasons to believe that lockdowns don't work, which is why in 2006, which is why for 15 years, experts on pandemics said this was not a good idea, and then all of a sudden in March, they threw out everything that they'd been saying.
Amazing. Alex Berenson, whose research has been going on for months now, available on Amazon and I think worth reading. Alex Berenson, thank you so much.
Tucker, thanks for having me.